Some people escape death once by luck. But imagine surviving the most destructive weapon ever created. Not once, but twice. Simply because of a forgotten stamp, a delayed train, and pure impossible chance. 2 cities, 2 atomic bombs, and one man who stood in the path of both, yet walked out alive. This is the story of Tsutomu Yamaguchi, the man fate refused to take. Welcome to Harvex Studios. Today we uncover one of history's most unbelievable survival stories. A man who lived through both Hiroshima and Nagasaki. A story shaped by fate, chance, and impossible luck. Let's begin. August 1945, the final days of the Second World War. At 8:15 a.m. on the 6th of August, the American B-29 bomber Enola Gay dropped Little Boy over Hiroshima. A blinding flash, a shockwave that erased an entire city in seconds, thousands dead instantly, countless more burned into shadows on the ground, and 3 days later, another bomb, Fat Man, fell over Nagasaki. Another city crushed under fire, heat, and radiation. These were the first and the last nuclear weapons ever used in war, and in the middle of these 2 unimaginable tragedies stood one man. Tsutomu Yamaguchi was born on the 16th of March 1916 in Nagasaki, a quiet marine engineer, working for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, designing oil tankers, living a normal life in an extraordinary time. He often said he never believed Japan should start a war. But like millions of civilians, he was dragged into consequences far beyond his control. He had no idea that history was waiting for him, twice. Hiroshima, 6th of August, 1945. Yamaguchi was finishing a 3-month business trip. On the morning he was preparing to leave the city, he remembered something small, almost trivial. He had forgotten his hanko, his identification stamp. So he turned back. That tiny decision placed him just 3 kilometers from the hypocenter when the bomb detonated. He saw the bomber, he saw 2 small parachutes, and then a great flash. He was blown off his feet. His eardrums burst, his body burned, his vision faded. Somehow, wrapped in bandages, he crawled to safety, found his colleagues, and survived. The next day, he returned home to Nagasaki. Nagasaki, 9th of August, 1945. Barely able to walk, still burned. He went back to work. He tried telling his supervisor how a single bomb had destroyed Hiroshima. The supervisor laughed, called him crazy, and at 11 a.m., the second bomb exploded. Once again, he was about 3 kilometers from ground zero. Once again, thrown into fire and ash. Once again, surrounded by destruction. And once again, he lived. His wounds reopened. Fever consumed him. He vomited for days. But he survived. Tsutomu Yamaguchi became the only man to experience both atomic bombings. After the war, he worked as a translator during the Allied occupation, then returned to designing ships. He lived quietly for many years, rarely speaking about what he had endured. But as he grew older, his silence changed. He wrote a book, A Life Well Lived. He wrote poetry. He appeared in documentaries about double survivors. He spoke at the United Nations, pleading for the world to abandon nuclear weapons. He once said, "I hate the atomic bomb because of what it does to the dignity of human beings." Through his daughter, he asked the world, how can they keep developing these weapons? Even in his final years, he told filmmaker James Cameron that it was humanity's destiny to share the truth about nuclear destruction. Radiation left a lasting mark on his body. He battled cataracts, leukemia, and stomach cancer. His wife, also exposed to radiation, died from related illnesses. His children suffered lifelong health problems too. Yet through all of it, he continued to speak for peace. For decades, Japan recognized him only as a survivor of Nagasaki. He never demanded to be acknowledged as a double survivor. But in 2009, at the age of 93, he applied for official recognition. And that same year, the Japanese government confirmed it. Tsutomu Yamaguchi became the only person in history recognized as surviving both atomic bombings.